Namaste, friends. So let's move ahead on the teachings of Srimad Bhagwad Geeta, the inspiration for millions of people through thousands of years. It's been a guide, a true companion, and true guru, in fact, for millions of people at the times when humans they face ambiguous situations when they are something is obscure. Because in human life you get so many situations while moving ahead. You face many situations where you are not able to decide the right path, you're not able to decide where to go. So that times Gita has guided those kind of people and made the way easier for them, made the life easier for them. Let's make our lives easier and better by understanding the teachings of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Until now, we have gone through 25 shlokas of chapter 2. Now let's move on to shlok 26. And as usual, first we will listen to the mool shlok in Sanskrit, which always is quite pleasant to hear. So let's be guided and let's be directed by the teachings of ancient Hindu Shastra. Let's try to understand the meanings with our logical understanding and not through the agenda of the opponents. As I usually say that Sanatan doesn't consider anybody as opponent. Others they consider Sanatan as the opponent because for Sanatan there is no religion. Everybody is a Sanatani who should be treated as a human being, and all the human beings should respect their nature, should respect their earth, their planet, their universe, their sun, their stars, their galaxies, because they all are a part of that. And that whole thing cumulative is called Atman, the self, Shakti. You may call it energy. So let's be clear in our minds, particularly the Sanatanis who are already having, who do not have any other faith outside Sanatan, but they do not know about much about Sanatan. Let's all such people know about Sanatan teachings. Okay, so we go through the mool shlok first.
अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतम् तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि.
Lord Krishna here, for the sake of argument, takes up the popular supposition. Lord Krishna says, granting that the self is again and again born whenever a body comes into being. So suppose we don't believe in, we believe that every time soul takes birth and dies along with the body. Whenever a body takes birth, it comes with a new soul. And when that same body dies, the soul dies along with it. So Sri Krishna says that suppose it's like that. But hey, Mahabahu, hey, mighty armed Arjun, O Arjun of great valor and strength, thou shouldest not grieve thus, because birth is inevitable to what is dead, and death is inevitable to what is born. So he says, even if you believe that every birth takes place with a new every birth which takes place comes with a new soul, new atma, and dies with that atma. So even if it is that, don't be grieved with that. Whatever has born, death is inevitable. This is the inexorable or unrelenting law of nature. Even if you don't go so deep in terms of adhyatma, like Shri Krishna said in previous shlok, this thing that Atma never dies. It doesn't take birth or it doesn't die anytime. It's a continuity. It exists. It doesn't die. It doesn't born. It exists, always exists. It was there, it is there, and it will be there in future. So that's what Atman is. But that is known to the people. Exactly, this is just for the sake of saying, I'm saying, okay, yes, because this has been mentioned in our text. But that thing has been known to many Mahapurush Maharishis, Indian ancient Bharatiya rishis, who were called enlightened sages. So they experienced that thing and they knew that thing. But for a common person, common man like me, even if I just, okay, I accept that it should be like that because it's mentioned and I consider Bhagavan Krishna as Bhagavan, a great soul. So he said this, so I accept this. No, even if you suppose you don't accept that, you accept one thing that whatever has taken birth is sure to die after some time. Now we move on to Shlok 27.
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युः ध्रुवम् जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वम् शोचितुमर्हसि.
Bhagwan Krishna again in the next shlok elaborates this fact like this: birth is sure to happen to that which is dead. Death is sure to happen to what which is born. Birth and death are certainly unavoidable. Therefore, you should not grieve over an inevitable matter. What he says that whatever has taken birth, whatever is born, has to die. So forget about Atman here, forget about soul here, Shakti here. Just talking about the physical and the bodily form of the humans or whatever we see around us, the animals, the plants, and everything like that. So whatever has born, it is sure to die, and whatever dies, that takes birth. Now, if somebody is dying in front of us, means it has to take birth again. So that's how Hindus they could sometimes. There are many stories. They go like this that the people they remember their previous uh, lives, previous births. So they remember it and they narrate the stories to the people. When we go through our Bhagwad Geeta, it clearly says that whatever dies, it's sure that it will take birth again. Doesn't it sound logical? To me, it sounds logical, very much logical. Enough evidence that whoever dies takes birth again. Gita is not a very recent literature. It's there since 5,000 years, guiding the people, guiding the humankind. That's actually the greatness of Hinduism. I need to add it so many parts of the video because when I'm speaking it, when I'm explaining it, trying to explain it, it becomes quite lengthy. There are so many pauses in between. Sometimes the pauses are too long. So I in between I need to like cut those pauses and I need a lot of time to edit the video even after this to simplified explanations of Gita and make it a little bit worth listening and interesting. So I keep it for just 3 slots today. And I will request all of you that help me in my endeavor to make our societies better. If we talk about these literatures, they are very old, like 7,000 years old. So it's 5,000 BC means Mahabharata took place around 5,000 BC. So 5,000 BC means 2,000, it's 80, and 5,000, it's 7,000. So more than 7,000 year old literature. Most of the people who are around us would have been descended from those 7,000-year-old culture. They are a part of that, and they all should be proud of that. Even if now, after the advent of religions, like particularly the Christianity and Judaism, they are just 2,000 years old. This ancient literature is common to everybody. That belongs to our common ancestors, common culture, and we should feel proud. We all should feel proud in that. It's not particularly for even today who were the believers in Hinduism. It's not for those only. It's for everyone. If you feel there is something better, something good for your life, good for your society, you should accept it. And because we all have that common ancestry dating back to 7,500 years. So that's my message for the humanity. Actually, Hindus they always promote reasoning, questioning, no blind faith, and nothing kind of like you belong to my sect, the other person doesn't belong to my sect, so he's not a human. All are human, and no God is in the skies. The God is inside each one of us. Just help me in spreading this message. I mean, by liking the video, by subscribing to my channel, and commenting whatever you feel like. If you agree with my viewpoint or not, and how you disagree, so just mention that. Even I don't mind if you disagree with whatever I say. Just mention that. So now let's go to Shlok 28.
व्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना.
The physical body is a combination of 5 elements. It is seen by the physical eyes only after the 5 elements have entered into such combination. After death, the body disintegrates and the 5 elements go back to their source if cannot be seen. It cannot be seen. The relationship as son, friend, teacher, father, mother, wife, brother, or sister is formed through the body on account of attachment and more. I mean, can be translated in English as delusion. Just as planks unite and separate in a river, just as pilgrims unite and separate in a public inn, so also fathers, mothers, sons, and brothers unite and separate in this world. This world is a very big public inn. People unite and separate. There is no part in the beginning and in the end. Even if you see the part in the middle, you should think and feel that it is illusory and it doesn't really exist. So, also, there is no body in the beginning and in the end. That which does not exist in the beginning and in the end must be illusory in the middle also. You must think and feel that the body doesn't really exist in the middle as well. He who thus understands the nature of the body and all human relationships based on it will not grieve. What exactly, in simple terms, I would say that Bhagwan Krishna says, Hey Bharat, all living beings before the birth and after the death are in non manifested state. So don't be grieved about the death of these bodily forms. And that's what the eternity is. You cannot change that. You should not grieve about it. So your job is to do your dharma, your rightful duty. Iti for the day. Dhanyavad. Namaste.